Hey everybody, it's QUAD9s here. Little late night brew for you. I saw on one of the Star City events that I was playing the Green Skylands to play Master Biomancer out of the sideboard in their Mono Blue Devotion deck. And I've always liked Biomancer. I played it in Bant deck with Restoration Angel and Geist of St. Trapped before rotation. It was a lot of fun just making these huge creatures. It just wasn't great in that format, but like just playing it was a lot of fun. Just that format was kind of hostile towards trying to play that game plan. Most of the time, you could have been doing just something more streamlined. But with the new standard, like I really like the Blue Devotion deck, although it just seems that a lot of the times the two main problems I have are one of your best cards, Master of Waves, is very brittle. It's got pro red, but you've got a lot of black removal, white removal, even just any kind of combat can take it down. So it being a 2/1, if it dies, all the tokens die. The other thing is a lot of times, you top deck a Cloudfin Raptor on turn 8, and that's just one of the worst feelings ever. So what I decided is I put in the Biomasters, um, Biomancer, sorry, to pretty much play that on 4, and then hopefully play Master Waves kind of as a 5-drop, or just after the Biomancer. I just like it a lot that way because it comes in, you've got 3/2 tokens and a 3/2, or sorry, 4/3 tokens and a 4/3 Master Waves. Even if the Master Waves dies, they drop down to 3/2, so they stick around. Another way you can ensure that they can possibly stay around is doing the first ability on the Simic Guild Mage. He's just a 2/2 for 2. It's blue and green. So, I mean, I know y'all played with this card in Gatecrash Limited. It's a very strong card. You've got the Cloudfin Raptors already getting the +1/+1 counters, so you can use his second ability with it as well, just to draw cards if you need to. So, if you do his first ability, cast Master Waves. Master Waves a little bit bigger, all the tokens a little bit bigger. Once again, if he dies, they stick around. And also, if you've just got a Biomaster out or the Guild Mage, they can just make your late game top decks and more of an attrition game. You just get bigger creatures out of it. And if they target one of your guys' removal that has a counter on it, you're not targeting the Guild Mage, for example, you can just draw a card. It's another thing like hybridization. Sometimes they target your creature with a removal spell. You'll target it in response, and you get a 3/3 out of it for 1 blue mana. This you'll draw a card and pretty much negate their removal spell. I'm only running one main deck counter. It's this Spell Rupture here. It's usually Mana Leak Plus. Occasionally it's just a Force Spike, but it's been pretty good. The Simic Charm, yet another way to protect your Master Waves or maybe your Night Veil Spectre, whatever your main threat is. Just hold it up. If they target it, if it's damage, you can usually go ahead and just pump it, and then if it's in combat or something, you can just get that damage in without your creature dying. Or if it's a straight up removal spell, you just make all your stuff hexproof. And in a pinch, it bounces their best blocker or something, giving them devotion, whatever you need it to be. Another bounce spell, of course, Cyclonic Rift, which is run with all the blue decks. Overloading it is quite easy. Now, I know I'm playing a couple green mana symbols, but pretty much it's all blue. The two colors here on the Frillet Oculus, which I'm trying out, it was running that deck also from STG. That's another reason it splashed green. It's a good card, it's a good mana sink. Sometimes you just get that first threat out and kind of deal with their stuff, and you go to town, and maybe they're holding up counter magic, or they've got a wrath in their hand. Instead of overcommitting, you just bash them for 3 a turn until they deal with it. And usually they're not really coming out ahead in that. They're spending a card on your card and at least 2 mana. So it's just it's pretty efficient as far as that, and it blocks most of the red deck all day. Except for maybe Boris Reckoner has a hard time with that, obviously, but Pumped is not so bad. Of course, Thassa is really good for the scrying late game, get your lands out of there. Or like I said, if you don't have a Biomaster out and you top deck Cloudfin Raptor, you can bottom it. Don't really have to talk about that card too much. Bite It, great in this deck, drawing more cards. The card I was a little worried about I put it in here. It's a little cute, but it's just so much fun, and the value's there. Like with the Nykthos and just some of your permanents, you get a lot of mana out. You know, pretty good time frame. You know, turn 4, a lot of times you've got 6 mana available to you. So you know you can cast a Beck followed up with a Master of Waves, even if you're only getting like 2 or 3 devotion, you're going to draw 4 cards off of it. You know, 3 or 4 cards. The deck's pretty synergistic, and of course you're still getting cards, obviously, you know, probably off your Bident or hitting with Nightbell Spectre, etc. So I've been running this list pretty well. I'm above 50%. I think I'm like 7-4 in my last 11 matches. I don't know, I did 11, but I played extra ones. Sideboard is a work in progress. Got Pithy Needle, just all around good answer. Gain Save for the Mirror. Tidebinder Mage for the either the mono red or the green devotion decks. Dissolve, you know, just like having access to a counter. Domestication for the Mirror for their Master Waves, or if you know maybe they're just playing, you know, good 2-power creatures or 3-power creatures, you take it to take out their blocker, then you can just hit them with it. The 1 Jace is good if you need to draw cards or just kind of slow down their attack a little bit. I just like having access as well. Aidling, if it's against a real control-y deck, if you can ever force it through, you know, you got a pretty good weapon. Just code up the blue to exile it. Biomass Mutation. I only cast it once. It won the game. You know, it usually does. I don't know if it's another limited card that could be good in the right deck. I think this is the right deck. You know, you've got X amount of flying dorks in the Cloud Raptors and Judge Familiar, and say you've got that 6 mana I was talking about, but you've only got 3, you know, 1/2s or 1/1s. Well, you make them into, they'll get, you know, plus, what was it here? Sorry, there'll be 3/3s. But if you have a Cloud Raptor that already has a counter on it, it'll still get that counter, so it'll be a, you know, what, 4/3 or 4/4. Sorry. So the counters still stay. And if you do that, it just makes them base 3/3, and then they get the bump plus that. And the fun times for the True Mirror is you sideboard into this, make a bunch of mana with blue mana, and cast this hasty for just a bunch of damage. This is around a little bit longer than I wanted to. I'm going to try and play a quick game. I don't know how well it's going to work, but let's see if we can just jump in one real quick. You have to forgive my poor play. I'm pretty okay with this deck, but not. Okay, so the mana's not great, but we got some scrying and access to most of our spells, just like this, so we'll keep. See what we're up against. Hopefully it will be something good. Let me mute the sounds. I do play with them, but they'll be awkward on the recording here. Since I don't really have a 2-drop right now to evolve the Cloudfin Raptor, I'm just going to play the Temple first, and of course scry into a 2-drop. So I should have went the breeding pool, but don't know if I'm going to need the life. It looks like a blue deck, so probably not, but I did appreciate the scry there. I think we're just going to play out the Raptor, see what happens, and scry some more. Judge Miller, yes please. More blue devotion, more evolve, more creatures. So, oh, looks like we're against the Esper, maybe in the blue-black control list. The good possibility. Let's see if this will end in our either counter or our Cloudfin Raptor dying. The first, which that's okay. I kind of ran the Judge Miller out first. I do like being able to make their instance cost 1 more, but the Frostburn Weird dodges a little, you know, pretty good bit of removal. Not so much out of the black deck, but I like having it, like I said, in a pinch you can just beat down with it and pump it if you think they're holding up a counterspell or if they're holding off on removal for something better. Okay, now it gets kind of weird on the line of play you want to take. It looks like he's holding up Dissolve again, so I'm actually just going to beat on in there and see. Actually not going to come up there. I'm going to try and resolve a Nightbell Spectre. here after combat. Now I could have played the Nightmare Spectre first, and if it went through, I got one more point of damage in. But you know, I was just being safe, and thought he might target one of my guys. Make it easier to get this guy through. He's going to Psychic Strike me. Yep, definitely the blue blacklist. Not so much to ask for any meals. My other Nightmare Spectre and an island. So thanks for on the island, bro. Didn't really need any more lands right now. Once again, I apologize. I'm not the best at the play-by-play. Oh, it's the loneliest Grey Merchant ever. So, what can we do? What can we do? Okay, Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, you never want to rift that guy, so that's not going to happen. Let's pump this guy out here. See, tapped out. Of course, he did drain us for 2 there. Beat him down a little bit more. Hopefully he's not playing Thoughtseize. His list doesn't look to be the tier 1 list, to be honest. I'm just taking that by the land base. I mean, most of the decks run these lands, but I'm surprised not to see a rare land already. And I haven't seen a rare card at all out of him, so he just got a bunch of cards. So let's hope he. Well, he couldn't possibly brick off of 4 cards, but the fact he cast that main phase is a little interesting. Okay, so once again he's tapped out. If nothing else, this is going to evolve our Cloudturn Raptor. But better yet, it's going to make it where our Master of Waves is going to be huge, and all the tokens will be as well. I'll just get rid of both of these guys. Might should have waited until after the Nightmare Spectre hit to see what I draw. I'll work next one. Yeah, I'm not casting that anytime soon. Let's see what he wants to kill. I've got 2 flyers beating him down. I've got a Master that he has probably not seen a whole lot of. So if he's got a removal spell, I was going to cast a Demon, which is awesome for us because we really don't care because we're going to have a bunch of stuff to sacrifice here momentarily. No, yet. Because we've got quite a bit of devotion, and this is where the fun happens. A lot of times you'll get scooped, but he's got 4 cards and he's still at 12, and he's got a lot of creatures. So we'll put this triggers out there. Nothing about Magic Online. F7 is your friend. It stacks all light triggers on the battlefield. So I got a bunch of 4/3s, almost a billion 4/3s, and actually I'm going to sacrifice one of them because I'm going to tap that guy and rumble on in this guy. So of course, really doesn't matter because if he doesn't just wipe my board, he's dead this turn. Yeah, I can sack 1, 2, 3 more. Still got plenty of lethal on board. Even a Grey Merchant wouldn't get him a high enough life total, I don't believe. Not to mention got Cyclonic Rift. See, and there's the concession. So in the blue black control, I'm not real sure what to do. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to have time for the sideboard games because I think I got a 15-minute clock on this. So let me know what you think of the deck. I'll try and get another video soon. But yeah, any notes or comments down below. Sorry we didn't get to see all the interactions, but I did get to see the Biomancer and the Master of Waves. It's good stuff. So thanks for watching.